Hello, everybody. This is Andris coming to you live from Grand Rapids. Today, we are doing pie, a different kind of pie. We're doing a different kind of crust. We're doing, I call it's a Gillette slab pie. In order for me a slab pie, I need to put some lattice on top here, but I haven't done that yet. But look at underneath. Incredible, right? And you can see this. This is what we're doing today, making a pie. It's super fun, super easy. I really want to show how this steel can really create any crust. And if we're doing pie plates, you can put your pie plate directly on your steel, and you're gonna get the benefit of that steel blasting heat into whatever is on top. We love it for pizza and breads, but it can do so much more. And sweets and pies are one. I like to not use the pie plate because I like to just freelance when I'm making my pies, and that's why I've chosen blueberry, because blueberries are just amazing, and we cooked them up. So today, let's make a blueberry gelato slab pie, something sweet. It's incredible. So that's what we're doing. I'm going to walk you through the steps, and then what we'll do is we'll have pauses. We'll get to your questions. I decided not to make, I'm going to send you the recipe for the dough. I'll send it's so simple. I use a food processor, so it's very loud. I just thought it would be easier if I just explained what I did with the pie dough. The idea is to make it flaky and cold. I've got my dough here, and I'll explain exactly what I did as we're moving along here. So make our mixture. And again, I'm doing everything non-cook. Okay, because we're cooking this on the steel. Get through these stems here. We're cooking this on the steel. So I'm going to prepare my blueberry mixture and let it sit for like 10 minutes as we're rolling out our dough. And for this not to cook, we want to thicken it up a little bit. So we use a little bit. The ingredients are cornstarch, right? About a tablespoon, a pinch of sea salt, a little hint of cinnamon, fresh lemon. I got some seeds in here. Make sure I don't get the seeds in there. Those won't taste very good. And then we have raw sugar. And this is a cane sugar. And I'm using that's probably a lot, about a quarter of a cup. And I literally just take everything and put it into a bowl. A little cinnamon. I've washed my blueberries already. The cornstarch, I'm adding about a tablespoon of cornstarch. And the cornstarch will be our thickener, if you will. A pinch of salt, right? And you can see I'm being really casual with my weighing, because this is all about bringing out some flavor into these blueberries. The cornstarch to thicken it just a little bit. I've got my seeds out of here. I'm gonna squeeze a little bit of freshness that. Anyway, so I'm gonna squeeze my lemon right in, right? And now what I'll do is I'm just gonna literally take this and just mix it up in my bowl. And once these blueberries start to they'll start to just burst a little bit. Some of the water will come out in them. You can see, I'm going to set this mixture aside. This is going to be the filling for, look how nice those look, right? This is the filling for our slab pie or our gillette, whatever you want to call it. But mix that up just a bit. That's done. So now, the pie. So the pie crust. I've prepared some. I made this morning around 9 a.m. So think all-purpose flour is all we need, a couple of cups. And then I used 2 sticks of butter, I think 2.5 sticks of butter. It's 400 grams of flour, 2.5 sticks of butter. And that's really, I pulse it, right? And I cube my butter into really nice cubes and just put it in cold. And I just kind of mixed it very quickly. And then we add some really cold water. I used a little trick I found, and I'm gonna try it. This is the first time. I used a little bit of apple cider vinegar in my water, just to give it a nice little hinted flavor, all right? Of the apples and the vinegar. It's gonna help, I think, really complement the blueberries, the sweet mixture very well. Now, after I bake my dough, I made like a hockey puck size, right? And I put it on my counter. I'm going to lightly flour my surface. Move my camera here so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. Lightly flour. This is all-purpose flour. I'm going to kind of pat it out first, and I keep picking it up. Pie dough is really simple to work with. It's like Play-Doh, literally like Play-Doh. Pick it up, just keep pressing it down. And then you grab a rolling pin. And I don't have a rolling pin. It's stored away still, so guess what I'm using? I don't drink wine, but I actually use it as a rolling pin. How's that? And I'm going to kind of roll this out. When I get to be about, like really about a 1/4 inch thick, maybe a little less. So keep rolling. I like to pick it up in between rolls so it does not stick to my countertop. If this was a traditional slab pie, I would use a top and bottom crust. But you know us, we don't like being too traditional, so we're going to kind of create our own angle here, right? Again, little flour, and just roll. I'm trying to make this be about 7 or 8 inches. See, it's a nice, easy way to pick it up. Just kind of roll it on my pin here. Make sure it's not sticking. A little bit more flour. I am not a pie expert by any means. I'm a pie expert when it comes to eating it, but not making them. But I do and really enjoy it. And I will be bringing these home. This is, you can see the thickness here. It's a little bit thicker than traditional pie crust because I'm using this as it's going directly onto the steel. So I want to be a little mindful of how I do that. Where'd my bowl go? Oh, here it is. So now what I'll do, I'm going to grab something round and just trim around this. And I could freelance this too. I'm trying to make them all the same size. And now I just take my extra dough here. And the nice thing about pie dough is I can reuse this, make a ball and roll this out again later. You can see, got this nice round, pretty thin, maybe a 1/4 inch, maybe just under, maybe an 1/8, right? I like to use parchment paper under my slab. And I'm using a Silipat, right? And these are also great. You can see, got this nice round. And now what I'm going to do is add my blueberries. My mixture, right? So you know I made a mixture here. It's been sitting for a couple of minutes. So it's thickening a little bit with the cornstarch. And what I'll do is just kind of plop these right on the center. I'm trying to watch this camera so I don't lose it again. Kind of nice and beautiful these blueberries look. This is about a pint of blueberries for this size. I'll have a little bit extra. I try to go into the center of it, leave something around the perimeter so I can fold. Gorgeous, right? And now I'm a freelance again here. There's no right or wrong way of doing this. I'm just trying to make sure I contain all of my blueberries in the center. And I just fold, right? Again, no right or wrong answer. There's probably some pie bakers that are going to be a lot more experienced than I am at this. However, delicious, right? We love the crust. We love to really stuff our blueberries. Isn't that pretty? And now I'm going to take a little egg wash. And the egg wash is literally just 1 egg and a little bit of water. This will help that crust get a little color, right? Just kind of paint it on. Paint it on. I don't even have a pastry brush in here. How's that? That's how often I make pies. Just brown. Isn't that pretty, guys? Go back up. You can see what I'm doing here. I got to grab some I like to use like the bigger flakes, but I don't have any. So I'm gonna use this sugar in the raw. It's like a cane sugar. You see these in the coffee shops, right? And I like to put this right around the edges. It's cool. Just sprinkle it in. Again, very rustic here. If you want to put some lemon zest in there, go right ahead. You're fine, right? And now that's it. So here's what my baking steel has been preheating, just like my pizzas, for the last hour. I'm baking this at 400 degrees. And the Silipats are great, by the way. I might be offering these soon. They're really a really nice product. Instead of parchment paper, ripping it and using a lot of parchment paper, I can reuse these Silipats and they can handle the heat of the steel really well. My baking steel is at 400 degrees for the last hour, and I'm going to bake this for about 15 to I got a little stem here, 15 to 20 minutes on my steel direct. I'm going to launch this in at 400. I have my steel in the bottom of the bottom rack. Let's fast forward. Let's fast forward 20 minutes because that's how long it takes to bake. And you can see we have this beautiful galette, right? Underneath the crust. Incredible. It's going to taste amazing. Serve it warm, maybe a little ice cream, drink your coffee. Your friends and your family are going to love you even more if you try this thing and share this. I might not even share this. I might just eat the whole thing myself. Blueberries, right? It's healthy, right? Let's get to some questions. Simple modern, yes. All right. I love to make galettes. Great idea to do it on the steel. Yeah, Vicky. I can't emphasize that enough. I am the steel. I love steels, but I'm trying to show everyone that we can do pizza and breads, but we can do so much more. Leave that thing in your oven, the slab. It bakes everything better because you have this battery underneath at 400 degrees or whatever temperature you're baking at. If I'm doing cookies at 350, all of my cookies going to cook beautifully at 350. I'm getting the benefit of that steel below it, which makes it incredible. If you're using a pie plate, that's all right. Just put your pie plate directly on. It can be glass, Pyrex. Buy a reputable brand like a Pyrex. It's going to be amazing. You'll get the benefit of that steel just pumping perfect heat underneath it and giving it a nice crispy crust. Because we do struggle with pies with not crispy bottoms. Deb, great question. So I will be sharing this recipe with everyone in the follow-up email. I used about a half cup of water and like a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. I used my cold water, so you put ice cubes in it, and I just slowly fed it into the food processor, and I pulsed it maybe like 10 times. So I take my flour and my butter first, right? Well, I mix my salt in the butter, in the flour, and in the sugar. And then I literally just pulse it, add my butter in, pulse it. And you want to not overdo it. You want to make it like, so you have these just big chunks of flour, okay? Then I slowly added my water. And you can, and I said Play-Doh earlier, it's literally like chunky Play-Doh. And then what I'll do is I'll portion it, right? And I'll put it in the baggies. I put it in, and these freeze great too. I just made it like hockey puck sizes. And I put these in the fridge. You can put these in the freezer, and you can have pie on demand. So I recommend like making a bunch of these discs so you always have them available. So, you have your pizza night, and then now we can have pie right afterwards, which is just awesome. Super easy to do. You can make a bunch of doughs in like 15 minutes. Put these pucks in your fridge or your freezer. Pie on demand. Thank you. I have put pie pans on the steel, and pies do come out better. But I'm looking forward to trying this directly. Yeah, great. So yes, pie pans, sheet trays directly on your steel. I think last week we did, what did we make last week? We made pan pizza, and I'm gonna show you these here. I used to use sheet trays, right? Remember how shiny these were? sheet trays go right on your steel too. So we made pan pizza in these, but you could, if I'm roasting potatoes or vegetables, put them right in here, put them on your sheet tray, put your sheet tray directly on your steel, and boom, you'll have crispy potatoes in no time. And it'll really reduce your bake time. That's the beauty of it too, because now we have even heat at 400 degrees blasting into whatever is on top. I use unsalted butter, Francine. Great question. Only because I don't know how much salt in the butter. So if I do want to add, like I added a pinch of salt into my flour, I don't want to overdo it with the salt, especially with something sweet like this. So yeah, in fact, typically when I bake, it's always unsalted butter. Just for that reason, I don't know what the salt content really is. That makes sense. Any other questions, you guys? Look at that nice, huh? That beautiful. And you could do, again, you could use the same formula for any type of vegetable. I'm sorry, any type of fruit. I just love blueberries. Anybody else have a question for us? Super fun, super easy class today. Again, the recipe will be coming out in the follow-up. I'll probably put a little blog post up on this as well. Super fun. You guys are amazing. No more questions. Super fast. Thank you, guys. I'm Andris at bakingsteel.com. If you do have any questions, you remember one later on, let me know. If not, we will see you guys in, I can't believe it, maybe later May. I know June, we've got some pizza lined up as well. We will see you again soon. Thank you, guys. Bye.